How much do you think missing the play-in tournament altogether would hurt LeBron's legacy?
Zero.
Zero?
Zero. LeBron James is redefining what it means to play at an extended high level for an extended period of time. He could win a scoring title. He could make first-team All-NBA. He's averaging 30 points a game, and he's played, 50-plus games. I think the thing is that when you look at it, you look at Anthony Davis has missed half the season with injuries. Russell Westbrook has not performed to the level that many expected him to, and this is where we are. Did missing the playoff in Washington the last 2 years hurt Michael Jordan's legacy? Absolutely not. Michael Jordan had to retire twice just to make it through 15 seasons. Did that hurt his legacy? Absolutely not. So once you get to a level and you've accomplished what these men have accomplished, there's nothing that's going to change the perception of them and what people have. Now, if you don't like LeBron, you see, he missed the play. He didn't even make the play. He didn't even make the play-in tournament. But if you understand basketball and you understand what this man has been able to do this year, minus his best second, supposedly Anthony Davis was supposed to be able to take the team over. When he got there, it was LeBron's final year, and then Anthony Davis was going to transition and be the number one option. But for whatever reason, he has not been able to stay healthy. He has not been able to be what the Lakers had hoped he was going to be after that first season, because the first season, he was sensational. Russ, for whatever reason, I get it. He hadn't been able to have the ball as much. He's been asked to do a lot of different things, and it's affected his play, which has affected the Lakers' play. But for me, Skip, when I look at it, nah. I don't see it happening. I just see a guy that's playing at an extremely high level, and a lot of his effort, he scored the most 30 points in a losing effort. That just goes to show you no matter how well he plays, sometimes it's not enough to overcome what's transpiring within his own team. So for me, it's not going to change one thing the way I think about LeBron James, because I look at him and the numbers that he's putting up, they should be equating to winning more. But for whatever reason, it has not. So if it missed the playoffs, nope, it's not going to change anything for me.
Yet you're just as delusional as the billion other blind witnesses out there.
But I just want, okay, how about this? Did those last 2 years in Washington?
Okay, thank you for bringing that up. It's my turn now. Michael Jordan didn't have to retire twice. He was forced out the first time for reasons we won't go into, but that was almost 2 years. And then on principle, because Jerry Krause and Jerry Reinsdorf said, we are going to remove Phil Jackson from this equation, and we're going to elevate this unknown at Iowa State named Tim Floyd, and we're going to go forward with Tim Floyd as our next Phil. Michael said, on principle, if you do that, I will walk into the sunset, and I will stay into the sunset, and he did. He quit on principle for 3 long years, the back 3 of his prime. Then at age 39 and 40, he went back as a ceremonial player to coach and play in Washington, because he was actually the head coach. I know Doug Collins, his former coach, was there, but he was going to be a player coach in Washington.
And
so he just did it for fun. He was the whole show. He ran the franchise for Abe Pollak.
You see what you did, Skip?
39 and 40.
Think about what you just said.
Out of shape. He didn't really care.
Think about so that should have harmed his legacy. Michael Jordan, a well-oiled machine that played at the height. He came back and played out of shape, and that did nothing to his legacy.
They went 35 and 47 in those 2 years and missed the playoffs. And this team is going to be worse than that team. And this team has a 37-year-old LeBron James.
In year 19.
This team, by all odds makers' odds, before the season started, was favored to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Are you kidding
and
me?
Tampa was favored to win the Super Bowl.
Were those Wizards favored to win?
They should have been. They got to go. They had to go.
Well, he used to be the GOAT, but he wasn't then.
No. That's what. No. No, you said once you become the GOAT, you're the GOAT. So he should have been favored. I'm just asking you because you can. Okay, let's just say for the sake of argument, I agree with you. The first time he had to retire was not of his own choosing, but nevertheless, it happened. The second time, the 3 years that he took off, he chose that. He came back knowing that he was out of shape, knowing that he didn't make the playoffs, and still you talk about, that was just ceremonial. And that doesn't tarnish his legacy?
But we hear about LeBron every telecast. We hear, he spends more money on his fitness than anybody's ever spent. It goes up by the telecast. It's $1 million, then it goes to $2 million. No one's ever spent as much money. I guess Tom Brady doesn't spend a penny.
Has anybody ever played at that level in the NBA at year 19?
So here's what's happened right before your very eyes. I think LeBron realizes what a tarnish this is going to be on his legacy, because to go from favorite to we missed the play-in tournament, are you kidding me, and finish, I don't know, 15, 16 games under 500? That's the path they're on right now, because they're only going to be favored in one more game. They got 8 left. They're going to be favored at home against Oklahoma City, and that's it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay? They only have 3 more home games. So the point was, at All-Star break, the genius, the basketball genius, LeBron James, that he is, he sat back and said, I don't got it, man. I'm not being able to lift this team, even with what I do have. I wanted Russ. I wanted Melo. I wanted Dwight. He likes Malik Monk. He loves THT. But even then, I'm not capable anymore of lifting a team into even the playoffs. He realized that at All-Star break. And he said, you know what? I got to take the focus off us missing the playoffs, because I believe he knew then. He saw the handwriting on the locker room wall. We're not going to even make the play-in tournament. He said, I've got to undercut it. I've got to mitigate it. How could I? Oh, I know. I can go all in to win the scoring title. And that's what you're seeing right before your very eyes. He has turned into the ultimate solo act. He's actually Russell Westbrook without KD in Oklahoma City. That's what he is. He's just gone total solo. He's going to average effectively a triple-double for the whole season, except in this case, his triple-double is going to be win the scoring title, and he is perfectly positioned as we speak. He's 30.1. He's ahead of both Embiid and Giannis right now, and he's also taken the most shots per game in the league.
That's normally Jordan did that. Jordan did that 8 times in 10 years of winning the scoring title.
There were 2 times when he didn't do it.
But he was second.
All right, okay. But I'm just saying, he did pull off not taking more shots.
But I don't want you to make it seem like the person that takes the 10 most shots lead the league in scoring. Kevin Durant did it, but Kevin Durant led the league 4 times. Twice he was 4th. So you still got to shoot the basketball.
Okay, so what are we seeing since the All-Star break? Genius at work, because LeBron said, 2 years ago, I led the league in assists. He led the whole league in assists at 10.2. Since the All-Star break, he's averaging 5.6 assists. It's almost half as few as what he did just 2 years ago, right?
But you just said it yourself. Now, he had 12 assists against Cleveland. Why? Because Augustine was 6 of 6. Guys was making shots.
6 of 6. That's going to help.
Okay.
How often is that going to happen?
Well, then how do you expect him to average 10 assists if guys can't make shots?
Has his emphasis been on scoring or assisting? It's been on scoring.
No, if you look at
leading the league in shots.
If LeBron James is playing the exact same way. Yes, he's taking more shots and he's taking more from threes, but he'll come out one quarter and get hot. The next quarter, he'll try to get guys involved. He sees that's not working, he'll try to score. Then he comes out and tries to get guys involved. You see it. You even get upset like LeBron. You got to take the shot. Why would he try to pass the ball? He passed the ball. He passes the ball. He should have shot it. He shoots the ball. He should pass, because he's only averaging 6 assists.
I'm glad you brought that up. He has been a disaster of a closer for this team, and I'm not exaggerating it. You can say I'm piling on our cheap shot. No, I'm telling you the God's truth. This year especially, there have been at least a dozen games in which he has failed to close so miserably and laughably that you and the billions of blind witnesses, I think you know in your heart of hearts, man, he just can't pull it. He can't bring it home anymore.
Has he been worse at closing than the best player in the NBA?
I don't even care.
No, you don't care. No.
This isn't about Kevin Durant.
Yes, it is. No. Okay. The best player. Okay. Has he been worse?
Okay, I'll accept that. He's had a rough year, but this guy has no closer gene because he has no clutch gene.
So what does that say?
I have seen Kevin Durant be as clutch as you want. I saw a gold medal game in which he just said, "Get out of the way and give me the damn ball and let me shoot the free throws." Who do you want at the late game free throw line? Help me out. You want LeBron shaky-handed James, or you want KD saying, "Give me the damn ball, I'll go down there. If Dame's going to choke 2 straight free throws, I'll go swish 2 straight. Game over." Dame was injured.
Okay, how about this?
You can't shoot free throws injured?
Okay.
Stop it.
Let me just concede you this. Okay, Kevin Durant is more clutch than LeBron. He should have been able to bring these things home for the Nets then, right?
well, LeBron should have brought home at least 12 games, and we'd be having a slightly different conversation. But then basketball genius kicked in. He said, I can do this, and people will be raving about me in year 19 winning the scoring title. It's only your second one. Jordan had 10, but to say, I won the scoring title at age 37 in year 19. Unprecedented. Way to go. Brilliant strategy because it's sleight of hand. It's taking the audience's focus off. You just missed the whole playoffs? No, but I won the scoring title.
So is that what,
so he'll say, I actually improved my legacy. I enhanced my legacy.
So let me ask you a question. So is that what Tom did? He's like, man, I can't win the Super Bowl this year. Let me win the passing title and the touchdown title.
No,
is that what he did?
He was brilliant in a playoff game.
I can't tell.
The Rams. Yeah,
no, he was not brilliant.
If he could play safety, we'd be having a different
Was he better than
conversation.
Matthew Stafford in the game?
Well, he was really good.
No, better than Stafford.
Well, yeah, I thought he did outplay Matthew Stafford. He scored 24 unanswered in the second half to tie the game.
Matthew Stafford scored 30.
Goat
Matthew
City.
Stafford just scored 30.
And
but
please don't put LeBron in the same sentence with Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. because we're going to get struck by lightning because he does not belong. That guy is the GOAT of his sport. This guy is the phony GOAT. He is the phony GOAT of his sport.
LeBron James Sr.
He can no longer lift a team even into the play-in tournament.
Kind of like Tom Brady. Is that why he went to Tampa and didn't stay at New England? Because he needed Mike Evans, he needed Chris Godwin, he needed Gronk to come out of retirement, he needed a better offensive line and a young, talented defense because he could no longer lift the Julian Edelmans and the Jacoby Myers. He couldn't lift those guys anymore?
I always know I have you on the run when you have to reach for either Kevin Durant or Tom Brady when we're talking about LeBron.
Because that's what we do. Hold on. If you say one guy is
it's actually vintage LeBron. It's sleight of hand.
No.
Let me focus on Brady so you can take the stench off the focus on LeBron.
But what you said is that Kevin Durant is the best player in the NBA. He's the best closer. You said he's failed to close more than LeBron. So what does that say about him? So how is he the best player and the best closer when he can't close?
I don't even care about Kevin right now. I care about LeBron bleeping James missing the playoffs and you telling me it does not matter. And his fans will think it doesn't matter because we won the scoring title. Way to go. And we had poor Vogel the other day campaigning for LeBron for MVP. And he said, I know our record doesn't merit it, but he said, he's been the MVP, blah, 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 blah. No. Frankie V, you're campaigning for your own job security because you're trying to play back up to LeBron, hoping that he will decide to keep you next year.
Frankie V knows he's not going to be able to retain this job. He understands that.
Well, does he really?
Yeah, he understands
Well, how's he retained it this long? I don't know. I'm calling for his job on January 1st as the calendar turned over.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. When Frankie V had COVID or he was out, it's not like Fizz went on this great run and they were like 8-1 or 9-0. That didn't help the cause. Had Fizz taken off, I believe Fizz would have gotten the job. But because he didn't, they was like, okay, so what's the difference?
I just think Jeannie Buss finally just sat back and said, you know what, LeBron? You wanted Russ, you got him, and you're going to have to live with him the rest of this year.
So when LeBron wanted DeMar DeRozan,
I don't know. Where did you get that? You used to be all on Buddy Hield.
No.
Then you must have read it on Twitter or something.
I don't have to read anything.
Okay.
Trust me, I don't have to read it just because
where did DeMar DeRozan come from in this conversation? Because for months you were on, why didn't they get Buddy Hield? They had it. You were actually
Go listen to the podcast when I had DeMar DeRozan on there and said what he was willing to do to get to the Lakers. Everybody in the NBA circles knows that because Rob Pelinka wouldn't give him the third-year guarantee, except you, because it fits the narrative that he wanted Russ. And that's the thing.
Did he want Russ?
No, he wanted DeMar DeRozan.
Okay, so you're saying Russ was like option B?
Yes.
Okay. What about Buddy Hield? Shannon Sharpe loved Buddy Hield.
I did.
And you said again and again, sitting in that same chair, why didn't we get Buddy Hield?
Because LeBron and AD and others felt in the organization. LeBron said, yes, I'll take Russ. But at the end of the day, LeBron didn't say get Russ or else, because if he'd have said that, he'd have said get DeMar DeRozan or else, or get Ty Lue head coach or else. Like he said, they ask my opinion, I give my opinion, but I don't push any buttons. But see, you won't mention that. It's only the negative. The Russ didn't work out, so you refuse to mention DeMar DeRozan.
Okay, DeMar DeRozan. Now, did he want Russ? Yes.
Skip.
Well, It's on his resume.
Skip.
Wanted Russell Westbrook.
Skip.
Actually recruited Russell Westbrook. He and AD.
I wanted a hamburger, but the only option that they were willing to give me was the hot dog. So you know what? Okay, fine. I'll take the hot dog. That's what he did. You know that. Don't do that, Skip.
Well, here we go again. So we got a game at Dallas tonight, yet I'm realizing that, well, wait a second, LeBron doesn't need to play because to qualify for the scoring title, he only needs to play 3 of the last 8 games because he needs to get to 58 of 82 to qualify.
Right.
So you got 3 home games left. You might as well just play the 3 home games and protect your scoring title lead of 30.1.
LeBron, look, you saw the man's ankle. I love how you see LeBron's ankle roll over after stepping on someone's foot. Normally, when guys steps on someone's foot, we saw AD, and AD left the game and didn't come back. We see everybody leave the game if they step on someone's foot. You take Tom Brady's word that he had a torn MCL.
All I know is what my eye test told me. LeBron hopped right up from turning his ankle over, and he did miss his first one. In fact, he airballed his first one. Maybe he's a little shook up. And then all of a sudden he said, you know what? I'm feeling real good. Did we see him limping?
Did you see Tom Brady limp?
Okay, why do you have to keep bringing Brady
Because
up? Don't bring up Tom Brady within the confines of a LeBron
because you keep trying to acknowledge that Braun isn't hurt, but you would take someone else's word that they had surgery.
Just because you did this, we got to see this. Could we see what LeBron did right after he broke his ankle, please? Could we see it?
He didn't break his ankle.
Here it is. There's LeBron. Oh, he swished that one. Huh, that's interesting. Does this look like a man with a broken ankle? Swish.
See how you exaggerate?
Well, here we go. This is a man who can't play tonight in Dallas because his ankle is horrible. Watch him. Watch him shoot it again. Watch him shoot it again. Boy, he's going right after it. I don't know. Am I seeing any limp? Am I seeing him protect? Am I seeing Isaiah Thomas against the Lakers? Because I was there at courtside and he was limping all over the floor. He looked just fine to me. He scored 14 more points in that second quarter before halftime.
Can I ask you a question?
And I'm saying, what ankle?
Can I ask you a question?
Huh.
So we have never seen a guy get injured in a game, finish the game, and not play the next game. So LeBron James, if LeBron James does not play tonight, he would be the first guy that suffer injury in the game, finish the game, and not play the next game. He would be the first.
No, he's Iron Man. Okay. He's immortal. We know he's not even human. I don't know how he did it. It was a miracle.
First of all, he's missed 75, 76 games since he's been to L.A. So clearly he's not Iron Man. Now, he was when he was at Cleveland, both stops, and at Miami. Clearly, that's not the case this time around.
Protect scoring title.
See, that's what you said, protect scoring title. So in other words, you're saying he's not injured. There's nothing wrong with his ankle.
I don't know. I'm sure he turned. I'm sure it was sore, but I don't think it was horrible.
So
it didn't look horrible to me.
You do realize
I watched him. I watched him down the stretch. He was still firing away, but he missed his last 3 threes.
You do realize that there's a difference between being a great athlete and having an injury that limits you, and then being a regular person that has an ankle.
I got it. All right. He pulled it off. He's got a bad ankle.
I love the passion, guys. Great stuff.
But
we will find out when that game tips off this evening. Luka and those 4th-ranked Mavs, that's not going to be an easy test for the Lakers.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.